church. It's a beautiful little church here in Sathon area in Ban Rak district in Bangkok. There's also a hospital here, St Louis Hospital. Let me tell you what I've just learned about this place. So Father Louis was appointed the Patriarch of Bangkok and moved from Assumption Monastery, which is not too far away, to this area, basically because there was enough Christians, there was a thriving Christian community here, and they were all traveling to the Assumption Cathedral for church, and they realized that there was enough of a need to plant a church here to serve the community in this area here. So on November the 1st, 1955, he announced the intention to build this church. Now this land here, interestingly enough, was purchased way back in 1895. So in 1895 the land was purchased, but it wasn't until 1955 that they actually decided they were going to build a cathedral here. Now, and a year later, in 1956, they placed an altar where the altar is today in the church, and that's where the altar, then they built the church around. August 25th, 1956 is when the altar was placed in its location where it is today, and then the construction of the building commenced. And in August 1957 was when the cathedral was opened. Michael Langer was appointed to be the first bishop here because he actually came from China, and it says here he knew the quirks of Chinese people, and it was felt that he could take care of both the Chinese Christians in the St Louis area and also the foreigners in this area. Seems like the right man for the job. Now, regarding the hospital here, the hospital's motto here is Ubi Carista Ibi Des Est, which means God resides in mercy. Now, since 1898, St Louis Hospital has been a prominent healthcare facility for Catholics in Thailand, and that's who their main clientele is here. Now, this place was actually visited by 2 popes. In 1984, it was visited by Pope John Paul II, and in 2019, it was visited by Pope Francis. Now, there's also in this area here, there's a John Paul I charity clinic. Now, in 1984, when Pope John Paul II visited here, the Pope John Paul Charity Clinic was opened. Now, this charity clinic, as the name suggests, gives healthcare services free of charge to the people, the churchgoers of this community church here, but also the poor and needy in the area, and also the staff and the family of the people who work in the hospital there as well. So, just thinking about Christianity in general, I've read here that Christianity has been a religion in Thailand since 1550. And it actually plays an important role in the modernization of this city, even though it makes up of less, the Christians in Thailand make up less than 1%. The influence of the early Christian ministries are evident in this area here in particular, with not only the number of cathedrals around, but also with the amount of hospitals around, but also schools as well. There's a lot of private Christian schools in this area. So it was the areas of healthcare and in education that the missionaries kind of really helped develop in this area. And Thailand was actually quite grateful for this development in this area. And next we're going to go to St Louis Station. Now, there's a BTS station nearby named St Louis, and I reckon it's going to be noisy there, so I'll just tell you a little bit about it now. This station was actually built when the BTS line was built, but it was actually inactive. It wasn't used right up until 2021 was when the BTS St Louis station actually opened. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to hop on that BTS St Louis station, and then we're going to head to the boat temple, a special boat temple nearby, and I want to get there before the sun goes down. this road, I start to reflect on religion in this grand city. You can't help but see the influence of religion, not only in the architecture, but in the culture as well, the culture and customs. One thing I do appreciate about Thailand is that religions are welcome, and with this kind of Buddhist approach, is very accepting of not only of certain religions or different religions, but just different lifestyles or beliefs as well. Very, very accepting community, which I find really, really wonderful. Thailand's one of the most welcoming countries in the world, in my opinion, and I think Buddhism has a fair bit to do with that respect and care and treating other people with kindness. Speaking of religion, that artwork was called karma. Yes, so karma is actually a big element of Thai society, which I think is actually a good thing. That dictates people's decision-making process. I think karma is a very, very good system to believe in.